up is NGry, our red Terran player, up against sLC, the blue Protoss player. And NGry, this is the third round of the CraftCup today. And the map, I believe, is MLG Xel'Naga Caverns, which mostly just means you can't pylon or bunker in the bottom of the ramp, and there is the destructible neutral supply depot placed at the bottom. There might be other changes I don't know about, but those are the ones that I do know about. So both players going for some standard openings. Actually, a little odd out of NGry, he's going with the supply depot at the top of the ramp, which you don't always see in TvP, because these supply depots can be very vulnerable to stalkers, which outrange Marines. sLC going for the standard pylon back by the Nexus, because any sort of early push from the Terran could threaten any sort of gateway or pylon at the top of the ramp. Fairly standard barracks coming out of NGry, not actually at the top of the ramp, but further back where you would expect it. Gateway at a fairly normal time for sLC, and a 13 gas going down for NGry as well. So this probably will not be a 1-racks expand, and it could be some sort of either concussive push or a stim timing attack. It's also important to get the gas early because the Marauder is so ridiculously strong in TvZ that it's terrible in TvC. The Marauder is so strong in PvT because, well, slow is awesome against the melee units, and Marauders do bonus damage against the Stalker. So it looks like this scouting SCV is heading out. It looks like the first Marine is going right for this probe. The supply depot at the top of the ramp for NGry, and we have a cyber core coming down after the second pylon for sLC, so it won't be a 1-gate expand either. Typically you would see either a 2-gate robo expand or a 3-gate expand out of the Protoss here, but it'll be interesting to see what sLC is going to go for. Still chrono boosting out probes, which probably means at this point that he's not saving up to get out a fastest possible warp gate, and has also gone past the he could still cut for a 4 warp gate, but, and of course, just to make me wrong, NGry is going for either a whole bunch of barracks in a moment, or we'll be dropping a command center right there. It's past 450. About 100 minerals late, but there is the command center. But there's also the early concussive shells coming out. So the gas wasn't entirely a waste. So it looks like he's actually going to be going for a 1 Marauder, 2 Marine concussive push up against NGry. And NGry is going to catch this Stalker possibly out of position with this stim. This Stalker will be forfeit with the slow effect. And he's going to lure the Stalker right into the Marauder, and that Stalker's lost. He should turn and fight. What are you going to do? Not only did he do no damage with that Stalker, but he didn't even manage to get away. But the Robo is finished for sLC with an Immortal coming out. And is he going to chrono boost that? No, it does not look like he's going to end up chrono boosting that, but he also already has a sentry out, so he should be fairly safe against this push if he gets the force field up in time. But if he could be in trouble if any of the units get up. Another gateway coming down for sLC, which will bring him up to 2. And the force field is down, and there goes the SCV, and it looks like sLC will be able to hold this. And out of NGry we have a reactor, a factory, and another second barracks finishing, which either could probably see stim coming out of here in a second. Here comes down the starport, as well as the second gas for NGry, but he still hasn't moved this command center down, even though it's finished morphing into an orbital command, and probably won't for at least a little while longer. But there goes the Nexus for sLC, who feels confident that he can hold this, or feels that he needs to take it because he's behind, which I'd say it's fairly close. The food count, or actually favoring the Protoss player at this point. but his army is fairly spread out, and one sentry with only one force field won't win a huge battle against the Terran player at this point. NGry up to 3 Marauders and about 6 Marines. But NGry placing a bunker at the top of the ramp, possibly expecting some sort of aggression out of sLC, but we probably won't see that anytime soon. The Robo is doing nothing right now, and the robotic space about a third of the way done. So we will be seeing Colossi out of sLC pretty soon. A scan on the Observer, and right after NGry loading up a dropship. That is a pretty interesting move. It'll be interesting to see if sLC prepares at all for this, or readies his warp gates just in case. Neither are ready at the moment for a cooldown, so this could do a lot of damage, as it will hit before any Colossi can be out, and the army for our Protoss player is very slow and out of position. And this is going to key NGry to push down. Hasn't salvaged his bunker, but is building up 2 more here, and build 2 more barracks because he can support them off his new economy. Drop is getting close. It looks like he's going to go for a factory scout through the middle of the map, which will be seen by sLC over here, but not see the drop, which is unloading here. It'll be interesting to see if this does any damage. And it looks like he's going to be a 2-pronged attack for Terran player, which the Observer is going to miss entirely. Here comes the push. Pushing through. Here comes the army for our Protoss player, but he will not be able to get this Robo down. The first Colossi is out. This drop is going to go down. But the second attack has hit over here. And will he go for probe? Yes, the probes are not being pulled too slowly. Here comes the armor for the Protoss player, but this Nexus, no, the Nexus probably will survive. Half done, and the Nexus will fall. And a lot of the Terran army is going to escape outside of this back hallway here. And sLC sighs. And apparently this is bullshit. I don't think he likes the 2-pronged attack coming out of NGry. In his defense, he held off the first push very well, but it was just his army being completely out of position. And it looks like this part of the army will meet up with the main forces here. Thermal Lance is not done for the Colossus, so they will be in range of the bunkers at all times. And we have 2 Vikings out now. Will he try and aim to snipe? Yes, he's going to get a couple hits off on that Colossi. Is that a second Colossi? Yeah, 2 Colossi out now for sLC. Oh, with no Thermal Lance, this could be focused down very quickly with some great force fields splitting up the army, doing a ton of damage. SCVs are being pulled right now. You see the food for our Protoss player is way lower, but Terrans is also dropping extremely quickly. These 2 Colossi doing a ton of damage between first falls, second falls, and second about to go down. That's it. Our Protoss player kills the push and leaves.